Welcome. Our favorite cult leader, Geely Aliapo, is back to bring us another hatching tide, and to tell us all her latest visions on how to avert certain destruction through her half-baked plans and hard-boiled puns. Oh, it's on right now, and it will last until the morning of April 10th. You need any class level 15 or above to do the quests, but there's a fate that requires a combat class, though there isn't any actual combat. So make your way to Maketo's Amphitheater in Old Gridania. Pick up the first quest from Geely up on the stage. Her vision this year involved tonberries, and she just so happened to come across a self-proclaimed expert on tonberries, though both of them think they are entirely imaginary. I tried to tell them I actually know some real tonberries, but Hamlin, if that is his real name, insists those real tonberries are just called tonberries because they resemble the actual tonberries, which are entirely fictional. How does she attract these loonies? I have a couple theories. Anyway, as it turns out, sylphs have been harassing people around Gridania, but of course sylphs are naturally afraid of tonberries. You know, the fictional ones. So they ask you to put on a tonberry disguise and help scare some sylphs away. So you have to talk to Hamlin to get your temporary costume. The costume lasts for about 30 minutes, and you can remove it by clicking off the buff or by leaving Old Gridania. Talk to Hamlin to get it back if you lose it. You just need to talk to 3 sylphs and say something scary. It doesn't matter what you say, and when you're done, return to Hamlin and turn in the quest with Geely. While they are congratulating you, suddenly Nanada runs up with an urgent message that the delivery mammoth, the one bringing all the Archon eggs for the celebration, has been hijacked by the sylphs, who apparently are jealous that Hatching Tide is going strong, while their special seasonal event was cancelled due to a boar-related accident. Didn't I make peace with the sylphs so stuff like this wouldn't happen? Anyway, finishing the quest, you get some gil and some experience. The second quest starts with Hamlin. He's been making improvements to the tonberry costume, so it is twice as scary now to sylphs, and it protects you from their zaps, kind of. So he asks you to meet him in the Central Shroud and runs off. The place you need to go is, as usual, way at the south end of the Central Shroud. If you've unlocked the housing area, the fastest way there would be to return to the city Aetheryte and use it to go to any ward in the residential district. Then ask the ferry skipper to leave the residential district, and you'll be at the south end of the Central Shroud. Though he left before you, you may end up waiting a while for Hamlin to appear. When he does, somebody needs to talk to him to start the fate. To participate, you will need to be in a combat class or job, and you will need to click on the Join Fate button. This will put you in a tonberry costume like before, but you will have a special action, Frighten, which you can use to scare the sylphs. You need to have a sylph selected, and you need to be pretty close, which is kind of annoying as they sometimes run away. But it seems you will scare any sylphs in range and possibly get several eggs at once. This is a collection fate, so the items you collect, in this case Archon eggs, need to be turned into Hamlin before the fate ends. You get eggs by either picking them up off the ground or, as mentioned earlier, scaring sylphs. Watch out for the mammoth in the middle. It will do a spin around thingy that you may have seen in various boss fights. This means it will do several attacks in a row while turning in the direction of the arrows. None of the attacks by the mammoth or the sylphs will hurt you, but they will stun you for a few seconds, and they can pile up. I think a total of 22 eggs across all participants need to be turned in, and at that point you will have a minute to finish getting eggs and turning them in. Personally, turning in 10 eggs will get you gold rating and the maximum number of eggs. You might want to wait to do the fate a second time so you have enough eggs to purchase everything. Anyway, when you're done, return to Geely in Old Gridania. While Hamlin is talking about how all of this is a thankless job, a group of citizens show up to thank you all. However, they are still concerned about the sylphs being angry. So Hamlin comes up with the great idea of painting eggs green, like Tonberry heads, which will naturally scare away any sylph. Finishing the quest, you get a little gil, some experience, and a book. And of course, an achievement. The book teaches you an emote, Frighten. It is a general emote that allows you to scare people much like you did during the fate. It even makes your eyes glow. Unfortunately, it will not make the eyes of the Tonberry costume or any other costume glow. After you finish both quests, Dreamer, the egg advocate, opens for business, selling many items for the eggs you just got from the fate. The Papaya Demastered Orchestrion roll is the song from the Egg Hunter Riggy minigame, which should be available in your toy box. The poster can be placed on the wall of an apartment or house. You might recognize it from last year's Hatching Tide. The full Tonberry costume, that looks like the costume you used during the quest and the fate, consists of 5 pieces for 2 eggs each. They can and should be stored in your armoire. It is fully dyeable. And under the robe you have shorts and some big old boots that might be useful. And it is wearable by Viera and Hrothgar. Finally, there is the Magic Prism, Hatching Tide. You can get a stack of 10 for 1 egg. If you want one of everything, you will need a total of 16 eggs. Seems holiday currency isn't going completely away, and it was nice to have a reason to do the fate more than once. The currency this year is a new item, based on an older item from a past event, but I don't really see the point of making a new item each time. I guess some people might stock up so they don't need to do the fate next time, but as long as the fate is required for the quest and possible to do solo, I don't see the problem. By the end of these events, there's usually very few people doing it anyways. However, if they make it an actual currency, they could just reset them to 0 each year if they wanted. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.